I'm going to pick 5 specific goals that I'm going to focus on during April and that hopefully will become true.
So, before I can even go into what happened this month and how things are going, I have to start off by talking about how we were already going uphill with these delusional goals. The whole point of these goals was so that they were supposed to be so hard and so unimaginable that it was such an uphill quest that would kind of motivate us along more than if it was just easy things to do. Then it was like we were going to be aiming for higher and then hopefully achieving higher than if we were aiming lower. Understood. But before I can even go into any of that, things got harder before we'd even started. The hill had got even steeper. And this is because we had accidentally fallen into a financial crisis. I thought I was really set for everything. I spent hours and hours and hours doing the books today, doing a new budget plan for the rest of the year. The plan I was using, I then went through meticulously and I found out that I'd not accounted for like probably about £2,000 worth of things throughout the next 6 months. Number one being the fact that when I move to a new place, there's going to be a crossover period where I'm paying double rent. And then you can imagine, okay, well that only leaves £1,300, so roughly £200 of errors per month for the next 6 months. Makes sense. But just in terms of the monetary goal I had set for April, making £1,500, like I'm on track to do that. But now it's got to be £3,500, if you understand what I'm saying. In order for things to be fully fixed in 6 months' time, I need to have an extra £2,000 out of thin air. Now, everyone might be thinking, okay, well, that's fine, you've got 6 months to make £2,000. Yes, but I've also got 6 months to spend an extra £2,000. The whole point of my current budget plan was that if everything goes to plan, then anything extra I make in the next 6 months will cancel out with anything extra I spend in the next 6 months. That was the whole point of everything being completely correct. Once a schemer, always a schemer. That's what I'm trying to say. The mindset of trying to make more money on the side kind of ties in too well with spending more money on the side. It's kind of like a problem solution, guilty habit, negative feedback loop. Well, I guess you could say neutral feedback loop, because the two things tie in together. Like a sensible person would just make more money, and put it away. I bought a dog. There's always little loopholes around these problems. It's just frustrating that I didn't anticipate these things. I didn't see them coming. And to know that everything I've done so far this month towards that 1.5k, to know all of that hard work going into making that is now not even going to make a difference. It's like, say for example, I've made £500 out of that 1.5k, but I now need to make an extra £2,000. It's like I'm actually negative £1,500. You understand what I'm trying to say? We're going to go onwards and upwards and we'll just forget about it, because who needs that looming over us when actually what we should be doing is flipping it into a positive thing. Now I'm more motivated to go get more shmoney. I already feel the motivation. I feel the burn. I feel it in here. It's in there. My mind right now is just like scheme, like online outlier, AI training, Vinted, getting another job, teacher training, teaching hours next semester. There's 100 different things going through my mind. Trying to get a sponsor. I could get a sponsor, get them to pay me in advance to fix this problem. I mean, that's not going to work. I've got 7 subscribers. Thank you. I feel better than I did before saying all this. But I've got it on camera. The au naturel, Mr. Toby Schemes, getting everything out. This is the transparency I want this channel to have. The real transparency. Getting everything out in the open. Back to the drawing board. I will not falter. So after then recovering from this financial crisis, this bad predicament that I'd put myself in, I then decided to go back and reevaluate the situation. It was then when I realised that there would be other things coming in my direction that would be able to help me in this predicament, such as what I now have coming up. So, a little update on the schemes. Well, okay, everything's gone okay so far, but how are we going to really punch through to the next level of scheming? Luckily, I had an email today, again, conveniently, similarly to when I was on holiday in Tenerife. There is a solution to all of these problems. Yet again, the solution is Outlier.ai, which I keep trying to push forward. I'm not even sponsored by them. There is no such thing as a sponsorship between Outlier AI and Toby Schemes. But the point remains. So, where does this all tie in to what then happens next? Well, that's the thing. So, we are able to do a little test on this project to see if I'm allowed to work on it, if I'm eligible to work on it. So I thought, why not just do this on screen, on camera, and then if it goes well, then it would be a demonstration of what you would need to do if you're using Outlier.ai, and if not, then it's just going to be really embarrassing. So, fingers crossed, I'm going to pass this next section. Everything should go fine, and then if everything does go fine, then we're on to a winner. We're going to make some free money, literally free money. And the project which I've been given is $50 an hour. So, with that being said, without further ado, let's get on with that. Well, that was so I thought. But there is a big but here, and that is that I had some other schemes on the sidelines just in case this had not worked out. You've always got to have like multiple things to draw off. You can't just have one scheme you're relying on altogether. You need to have multiple different outlets of income so that if one of them, for whatever reason, like this one, doesn't work out, then you've got loads of other ones to fall back on. And that is what happened here. That's the beauty of it all. Luckily, I had the stadium scheme to fall back onto, and I'd worked at the Rugby Sevens tournament, which was really, really cool. I'll play the clips of that now.
Oh, gee.
And then as well as that, I'd been working at some of the football stadiums as well, which was also really fun. And a benefit to working at one of the football stadiums was that I was feeling lucky in one of the shifts. So I thought, why not put just 1 hour's worth of wages on a bet for this football game that I'm going to be watching? Just 1 hour's wages. It's not a big deal. And luckily, that cashed out. So that put us up another £70. So in total that day, I'd made like £200. Now we're done talking about the schemes, at least for now. We have to focus on the other goals, such as losing some weight. And our goal for this was to lose 4 kilograms this month. Now bear in mind, again, it's halfway through the month now. We're already down just under 3.5 kilograms. But keeping this up is the hard thing. And it was then that I decided that I deserved a carvery. So, as part of Toby versus April, we have so far done pretty well. However, we have just gone for a carvery, and that's going to put a bit of a bump in the road for the whole lose 4 kilograms this month. But everything else is going pretty well, and this morning I won 3 chess games, which got me into the top 10.6% of chess players in the world on chess.com. So I'm only like 2 or 3 more games away from getting into the top 10%, which was one of my goals. And then also for the second goal of making, or whichever goal it was, of making 2k this month, we've done really badly with that, to be honest, but we're going to come back even bigger and better. The views have been really good. So my target views to get this month was 25,000. Today is like the 13th of April or something, and we're already on 21,000 on TikTok alone. And then we've got 4,000 from YouTube. So that's all going really well. The 5th and final goal we had set in mind was to book a holiday, and unfortunately we've not done that yet. And that is kind of intertwined with the make £2,000 extra this month, obviously, so we can get the holiday for free. But that's not going too well, as aforementioned. So I think what we're going to try and do is run some of this back, sell a lot of possessions, see where we lie after that, maybe sell the dog, maybe sell the car, and we'll just see how things are, and then we're going to try and get a free holiday. That's the plan. But we're thinking of going like Taormina, something like that. Taormina.
Yeah.
Really want to go to America next year as well, so we got to like start saving for that as well.
No, not next year. When Trump is out of office.
Okay, when Trump is out of office. When Trump is in the air. And
Don't want to spend half of our trip in a detention centre.
True. True. So, I think that sums everything up maybe for this fragment of the video. But, if worst comes to worst, we're going to sell this beauty as well. And then maybe we might, like, put all the money from that on red and double it, something like that. Yeah.
Is that it?
I think so. I think, aside from the fact this carving's been really filling, nothing else to say. Just stuffed with 4 kilograms of carb.